everyone, Fiction Ape here. So I finished Bleach the other day, the manga finally. It only took me like a million years to actually complete the entire Holy Shonen Trinity, which is, as you guys don't know, the big three, which is Naruto, Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. Anyways, I put a poll on my Instagram asking if you guys wanted a tier list video based on all the arcs of the big three or a lot of the prominent characters, and you guys chose the arcs. So here we are to do a tier list based on the arcs of the big three. If you guys want a video with the characters, let's make sure this video hits at least 2,000 views. I don't think that's too much to ask. Anyways, so yeah, let's get right into it. A few disclaimers. I haven't read Naruto in a while, so One Piece, like the earlier arcs, are not as fresh in my mind. Bleach is the one that's freshest in my mind out of the three, but I'm gonna go based on my memory. This one is gonna be purely which ones I like more or less. There's like 45 different arcs here, and I don't have time to explain in a single video and like think off the top of my head, unscripted, which one is objectively better than the other in my opinion. So yeah, anyways, this is gonna be purely on my subjective opinion. Here is a list of all the arcs, in case I forget which photo it is. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get right into it, starting with the Akatsuki Suppression arc. And the Akatsuki Suppression arc, for those who don't remember, it's Kakuzu and Hidan. That arc was pretty cool, man. It was a good Shikamaru arc. It was good. The side character got some spotlight that wasn't Naruto or Sasuke for Shippuden, so that's always nice. I always like to see that. I'm gonna put that for right now in a solid B tier. And also, reminder, S through D doesn't mean that this is in regards to all of fiction. This doesn't mean that if an S tier arc is like peak fiction. It just means S through D relative to these all these arcs. So an S tier arc in this tier list would be an S tier arc in regards to the Holy Shonen Trinity. Just a final disclaimer before someone comes for my head. Anyways, second arc right up would be Alabasta? Yeah, Alabasta. Alabasta from One Piece was pretty good. It was pretty fun. It wasn't one of the arcs that actually got me hooked into One Piece yet, though. I did hear a lot of good things about it, but it wasn't as good as I expected it to be when first reading. Don't get me wrong, I like, in retrospect, I would have liked it much more nowadays if I read it, but back then, I didn't like that much. I thought it was a cool arc. I liked the ending. I like I forgot the name of the organization that Crocodile ran. Yeah, but it was cool. It was a good arc. Still wouldn't put it on par with the Akatsuki Suppression arc. Amazon Lily. You know what? I'm gonna add one more tier because I don't feel like there's enough tiers yet. One second. I'm gonna put an F tier because I don't think Amazon Lily is bad per se. It's but it doesn't deserve to be on the same level as Alabasta, in my opinion. So I'm gonna put it on a D tier. Arlong Park. I really liked Arlong Park. Arlong Park was probably my favorite, like, arc of One Piece in the beginning, where I actually really liked it. Cause One Piece took me like 3 years to catch up, but that's just because for the first 2 years I was a bum, and I think I only read up to like Skypiea in 2 years. Then as soon as I hit one of the arcs that I'll tell you later which one it was, I finished from that to catch up in like 3 months. So yeah. The Arrancar arc. Alright, the Arrancar arc, or the Huecamundo arc of Bleach, is probably my favorite Bleach arc. But I still I'm not a huge fan. For now, I'm gonna put it at C tier. I definitely thought the ending was a bit lackluster. Could have been better done. Yeah. Plus, I'm not the biggest Aizen fan. I was expecting so much from him, and he kind of fell flat in my opinion. Like, if you knew the twist with him, there wasn't too much there. Like, he's hype. Wow, I planned your entire life. Yeah. That's cool, I guess. Yeah, C tier. What arc is this? Oh, that's Bharati. Bharati is the arc that we get introduced to Sanji. I really like this arc. I want to say C tier. Yeah, I thought it was a good arc. It wasn't anything like crazy, but it was cool. It was fun. Chunin Exams. Okay, this is gonna be our first S tier. Chunin Exams is one of my favorite arcs in all of Naruto. One of my favorite arcs in all of the big three. I think when I did a post on it in my Instagram, I put as like my favorite Naruto arc. I'm not sure if I still think that. We'll see as this video progresses. But yeah, I really like the Chunin Exams. It's a legendary arc for a reason. Dressrosa. A lot of people shit on Dressrosa for how long it was, but I actually really liked it. I'm not sure if I want to put it a B or A. I'm gonna put it in A for now, just because it had like two of my favorite. No, okay. So Frankie's one of my favorite One Piece characters. It had the Senior Pink fight, which I loved. It was awesome. Doflamingo is my second favorite One Piece villain. I really like that, and it was his arc. Basically, he stole the show. This arc like changed the flow of post time skip One Piece. Like after that, it's when like they started getting in the big leagues of the show. So I really like how it felt like world building wise. Love the style of the arc. Love Law. Fujitora is my favorite Marine and one of my favorite One Piece characters. It was his arc as well. Yeah, no, I really like Dressrosa. I'm gonna put Dressrosa in A tier. This is the Chopper arc. I think Drum Island, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's Drum Island. Drum Island was cool. I like Chopper. Love Chopper, like his backstory, but it's okay. It's alright. D tier. Enies Lobby. Definitely A tier for me. This is the arc along with Water 7 that got me hooked to One Piece. So as soon as I got to it, something like it took me 200 like it took me 2 years to read like until chapter 300 of One Piece. But when I got to Water 7 and Enies Lobby, I went from like chapter 350, I think that's where it starts, to 900 something, like 3 months. Like that's what got me hooked to One Piece and made me fall in love with it. So definitely A tier. Was a great arc. Despite me thinking that the Rob Lucci fight versus Luffy, I don't like it that much. I think it's a bit overrated. It's kind of like a spam fight. It's just Luffy spamming punches and Rob Lucci spamming punches back, and then he gets kind of like the friendship power up from Usopp at the end. Like a lot of people are like, oh, that fight is GOAT. Look at the anime, bro. It's aight. I'm not a huge fan of One Piece fights, to be honest. So, like, Anyways, fated battle between brothers, S tier. Now, I think you guys are gonna call up a Naruto bias, but trust me, there's gonna be S tiers from the other two, probably. I hope. Fated battle between brothers is the arc where Itachi and Sasuke fight. I absolutely love that arc. It's awesome. It's pretty short, but it's like it has one of the best Naruto fights. It has one of the best Naruto plot points reveals at the end of it. It's just I don't think I need to justify it too much. It's pretty amazing. Fishman Island. I like Fishman Island. I think it's a bit overhated. I want to say Fishman Island is C tier. Pretty solid. Yeah, I like Fishman Island. The fourth Shinobi Ninja War. Yep. It's going straight into F tier. Like, at the end it was pretty good, but it brings Naruto's, like, pace and quality, like, down a good amount, and it doesn't help how long it is. Like, Naruto is so fast paced, and then like it just goes into this grinding halt for the Ninja War. Yeah, I don't think I didn't need to justify it too much. The Ninja War is kind of whack. But yeah, if I were to separate it into parts, I'd say after Naruto arrives in the battlefield, it does improve a significant amount, but as an entire arc, I would definitely put it in F tier. Foxy Pirates arc. This would go into F tier as well. if Aokiji didn't appear at the end of the arc to save it. I think that just by it being so short and it having this amazing moment and character introduction at the end, it got saved from being F tier. Though I would say it's low D bordering F. Foxy Pirates is infamous for seeming like it's canon filler. What arc is this? Impel Down. I really like Impel Down. B tier. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about it. It's cool. I like Magellan. I like Blackbeard's appearance. Every arc that Blackbeard appears, I like it. So, I think this is Itachi Pursuit. Yeah, Itachi Pursuit is the arc where Sasuke fights Deidara, and Naruto and the gang are also looking for Itachi, and they fight Tobi, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna put this at B tier. I really like it. It's a really cool fight, but it doesn't like elevate itself to the levels of A and S, in my opinion. Sorry that I'm having to like go down to like look. The things are super tiny on the screen, and I have to remember them by like cover. This is Jaya arc. Now, I really like Jaya. The only reason it doesn't go to A tier is because of how short it is and how the coolest events are like really condensed into like a 5-chapter part. But this is the arc that we see Blackbeard for the first time, which is one of my favorite villain introductions ever because I feel like it's so fresh. Like it tells you everything you need to know about a villain without like doing the whole monologue, without being the like evil mastermind introduction. Like one of my biggest complaints of Aizen is that it was like, oh, he's a good guy. Oh, now he's not anymore. He's evil. Haha, let me stop the sword break and fuck everyone up. Like, yeah, that can be cool. Yeah, that can be done right. But, dude, just the simplicity of Luffy and Blackbeard sitting on a bar table and saying complete opposite things. Like, oh, I love this drink. I hate this drink. I hate this pie. I love this pie. It shows the contrast between the two, how they're going towards a similar goal, but the way they're going about it is completely different, and there's like this mutual respect. And at the end, Blackbeard says one of the most iconic panels in One Piece. It's like, a man's dreams never die, and it's just, in my opinion, a masterful way to set up a villain. There's also the Bellamy interactions where Luffy kicked the shit out of Bellamy, and he gets that character development of finally understanding where Shanks was coming from in the first 2 chapters of Romance Dawn, where he didn't beat up the pirates that were spitting on them and throwing drinks on them. I thought it was a really solid arc. Kage Summit arc. I really like it. B tier. Yeah. It was pretty cool. We got Darth Sasuke. We got an introduction of a lot of world building from like the other village leaders, which was something that Naruto lacked for a while. We got Sasuke versus Danzo. We got the Naruto panic attack scene, which is one of my favorite like small character moments for him. I really like it. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I like the Kage Summit. Kaguya F tier. I mean, okay, I'll put it on D tier just because there's the Naruto and Sasuke fight at the end, which is pretty cool. What was that? Which was pretty cool. I think I mixed the word cool with good, so could, which is pretty good. It's not as long as the Ninja War, so it doesn't like drag on painfully slow for that much. Like, Kaguya sucks, everyone knows it, but at least it was done short, and then we got a cool fight afterwards, and like the good conclusion to Naruto. Yeah, I would put it in F. Depending on how the list goes, I might move it down to F, but I do think it's slightly better than the Ninja War just because of like length. If the Ninja War wasn't that ridiculously long, it probably wouldn't be as bad as it is, but yeah. Kazekage Rescue Mission, C tier. I like it. It was the first arc of Shippuden. It's pretty good. It had Sakura versus Sasori. It had Naruto and Kakashi versus Deidara. It was alright. Like, it was good, but nothing special to me, at least. Konoha Crush, easy A tier. This is everything from the moment Konoha starts getting invaded by the Sound Village in part 1. So it has like Naruto versus Gaara, Sasuke versus Gaara, the third Hokage versus Orochimaru. It's a pretty cool arc. I rather enjoyed it a lot. Another A-tier arc, Land of Waves. That is Zabuza and Haku. That was probably... Actually, no. That was, in my opinion, easily the best introduction arc for any shonen that I've ever read. To my memory right now. And it's just fantastic. Yeah, I don't need to justify it too much. It's just... It introduces the themes of the world. It introduces the characters in such a masterful way. Like, I've never seen you make such remarkable characters, even though they only appear for like 13 chapters, that you still remember them fondly in a 700 chapter manga. Like, Zabuza and Haku were cool as hell, man. And then just the fight in the bridge, Naruto's first exposition of the Nine Tails, like, that is really good stuff for like only, what, 26, 30 chapters maybe that it lasted? Yeah, Land of Waves is absolutely awesome. What is this? I can't recognize that arc. Sorry, I had to look through my files to see which arc it was. So this is Logget Town. I want to say a solid C tier. Logget Town is the arc where they first meet Smoker, I believe. It's pretty cool. It has a nice parallel between Luffy and Roger, which we started getting a bunch of those, of like Luffy being put in the same place as Roger was gonna get executed. We get to see Zoro and I forgot the name of the girl, the swordsman girl, meet. It was a pretty solid arc. We got to see Dragon for the first time. I liked it. It's not anything special, but I definitely think it's better than all the other arcs below it. So I'm gonna put it in C tier. Marineford, S tier. Now, I used to have a lower opinion on Marineford, but if you consider that Marineford also includes the post-war period where we get to see like the backstory with Luffy, Sabo, and Ace, then that section is my favorite section in all of One Piece. That flashback is amazing. I love every bit of it. Then yeah, that definitely elevates Marineford to S tier. There's amazing world building. There's amazing action. It's considered by a lot of people to be the best arc of One Piece. I used to be against that notion. I used to say, actually, I am still against that notion. I forgot. There is one arc here that I think is above it, which is also S tier from One Piece. But yeah, it became one of my favorite arcs when I realized that the post-war period also kind of fits into Marineford. I love it. Marineford is amazing. Everyone knows about it. I'm probably going to get some flack because I was pretty verbal about Marineford not being top 3 One Piece arcs, but that's just because I didn't know that the post-war period also counted as part of Marineford. Without it, I would say it's definitely lower because it would be more just like of a brawl. But yeah, it's an amazing arc. It's very well beloved and a classic for a reason. Yeah. This is Orange Town. Okay. So this is Buggy the Clown's arc. It's alright. Like, it's a good intro arc, but it's kind of meh. Definitely I'd say D tier. It's about on par with all the other arcs. It's East Blue One Piece isn't the best part. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people like, oh yeah, there's reason for East Blue being slow, but it's like, yeah. I mean, East Blue had good parts. I think Arlong Park is awesome, but I don't know. Orange Town wasn't very remarkable to me. Pain. Okay. So, Pain Invasion arc. Love it. Dude, that arc is legendary for a reason. Pain is probably the best villain in Naruto. Yeah, I know. I think it's too bold of a statement. It's just perfect. The parallel that he had with Naruto being like another one of Jiraiya's kids. Not Jiraiya's kids, Jiraiya's students. Anyways, you got what I mean. The fight was just spectacular. There were such high stakes. I didn't like how at the end everyone got revived, but it did make sense, like by the way that the arc was going, and it was within the power of Nagato, since they were already established to be able to revive the other paths of pain. It was a great arc. Honestly, it's also probably the most iconic arc in Naruto, I'd say, after the Chunin exams. Yeah, I don't think I need to justify myself too much for anyone that isn't a Naruto blind hater. Yeah. Punk Hazard. I like Punk Hazard. Punk Hazard gets a lot of shit, but I really like the whole, like, how dark it was. Dude, Punk Hazard was a dark arc, despite having, like, Caesar Clown as a villain. But I thought it was a really cool, like, midpoint for post-time skip, where showing how much, like, they grew, that Luffy's, like, challenging an emperor for the first time. Like, Chopper's getting some, like, character moments to shine with, like, the kids. And just, like, it's the startup of all the foreshadowing that we got for Wano. Like, when you think that Momonosuke and Kinemon have been with them since Thriller Bark, it shows you how Oda builds the story in a way that's so fluid that you can't even tell sometimes an arc apart from the other. It's just, I love One Piece. Yeah, I really like Thriller Bark. I feel like this is gonna be a bit of an unpopular opinion. I don't hate Caesar Clown that much. I think Caesar Clown is funny as shit, and like did his job pretty well as a villain. He's like the underhanded, cheap type villain. I enjoy like mostly every scene with him. Like, people hate him, but I like him. So it's my tier list. I do what I want. What arc is this? Oh, this is the Usopp. This is Syrup Village, I think. Yeah, this is Syrup Village. This is Usopp's intro arc. It was alright. I'm gonna put it at a D tier. I wasn't that big of a fan of it. Yeah, like it's cool. It has a few cool fights. We get Usopp, which is one of my favorite Straw Hats, but nothing special. Romance Dawn. It's the first arc of One Piece. We get that whole Luffy flashback with Shanks. We get. I'm putting together all that stuff that happened with Zoro afterwards, like meeting Zoro for the first time. Yeah, I'd say Romance Dawn. Probably C tier. Yeah, Romance Dawn would be C tier for me. It's a pretty cool arc. Yeah, it's a good starting arc. Like, it's not as remarkable as Land of Waves, but it gets its job done. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about it. I read Romance Dawn for the first time when I was like 2016. That was 4 years ago. So yeah, it's a bit hazy on my mind. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Now here is my favorite One Piece arc, Sabaody Archipelago. That is, in my opinion, my favorite One Piece arc. It just has the spectacle, the emotions, the world building, the everything. It's just, it's so great. In my opinion, that's the only arc in One Piece that would be clearly, easily for me above Marineford. Yeah, I just love everything about Sabaody Archipelago. I remember when I read it and when I saw the Straw Hats getting divided, I got chills. That's amazing. I love that arc. Another S tier arc. This is the Sasuke Retrieval Arc, which probably is my favorite Naruto arc. I don't know if I said that about any of the other arcs, but like, looking at all of them now and remembering all of them, I'd say this is definitely my favorite Naruto arc. It has my favorite fight in all Naruto, which is the first Naruto versus Sasuke, the one that we all watched that in the end by Linkin Park AMV with Spanish subtitles. Yeah, it's iconic. It's like, it's peak Naruto. I love this. I love everything about this arc. Search for Tsunade arc. B tier. Yeah, that's the first time that we see the Sanin deadlock, like Orochimaru, Jiraiya, and Tsunade together. Has some pretty cool stuff. It was the first time the Akatsuki showed up. We got that awesome scene with Itachi, the "You lack hate." Yeah, it was pretty cool. I'd say that I like it a lot, but not as much as all the ones in A tier. And now that I'm seeing the list more, I'm definitely gonna move Foxy Pirates to F tier. Yeah, like now that I'm looking at all the other arcs, definitely F tier. Skypiea, I really like Skypiea. Now, Skypiea has some meh parts that prevent it from being B tier for me, but Nolan the Liar is probably one of my favorite One Piece flashbacks, and I think it's so slept on. But yeah, I think a solid C tier. I know a lot of people don't like it. I like it, but just not as much as the stuff above it. Now this Bleach arc is the Human World arc. I really don't like this arc. It is better than the F tier stuff though, so I'm gonna put it at D tier. Yeah, it's so bleh. Like, I don't know if you guys probably haven't read Ushio and Tora, but like this arc is basically a copy paste of the first arc of Ushio and Tora, and it's just kind of like a villain of the week thing. Like, there's a lot of style to it. This, for you guys who don't remember, it's basically everything that happens up until Byakuya and Renji show up to go get Rukia. Like, it's cool, but it's really forgettable. Like Bleach, I feel like it starts being what it is once the Soul Society starts. Like, I understand the purpose; it's a necessary place to start the arc, but it's so meh. No, I don't like it that much. Soul Society Invasion arc. Now, while I do think this arc is very overrated, I don't think it's the peak of Bleach. I'm gonna put it at C tier. I think it's definitely better than all the arcs below it. Like, there's very memorable stuff about it. There's like Ichigo arriving to save Rukia is pretty memorable. Even though I got it spoiled for me, Aizen's reveal, for anyone who didn't know about it, must have been like insane. But yeah, it's where Bleach starts like getting into shape for what it's gonna be as a series. So I recognize its appeal to most people who read it. I think a C tier would be pretty nice. What is that arc?
But you people still wait. So shout out to the monkey gang, the great apes. The club swinging, they asking for my singing.
Okay, so this is Syrup Village. This is Usopp's introductory arc. I'm gonna say D tier. I feel like I rated this as a wrong arc by mistake. I feel like I confused it with another arc earlier. I'm pretty sure I'll fix it in the editing. Sheesh. Yeah, I'd say D tier. I don't see it being better than all the ones at C tier. Like, it's cool. It has Usopp, which is again one of my favorite One Piece characters, but it's not too remarkable by itself. It's just part of like the world building that they needed for One Piece to get going, and like to get started into what it was gonna be. Okay, so this is the Tale of Jiraiya the Gallant. Easy A tier. So this is the arc where Jiraiya goes to the Cloud Village to get gangbanged by the Pains. I think it was a really cool arc. A tier? Yeah, definitely A tier. Now that I'm looking at everything below it, I think it's about better than mostly everything below it, from what I can tell. Yeah. The introduction to Sage Mode was just amazing. That fight was awesome. It wasn't very long, but it was good enough for what it was. It was, like, in my opinion, the best send-off that a sensei could get. Like, I don't think anyone reading this when this stuff was coming out thought Jiraiya was gonna die in such a brutal way. So yeah, I really like this arc. I really like Jiraiya. But yeah, this was a good arc. Tenchi Bridge. This is the arc where Naruto shows the four-tailed cloak for the first time and fights Orochimaru. It's cool, but okay, since it includes their first meeting with Sasuke post Shippuden, I'm gonna put it at C tier. But if it was just that fight, I would have put it in D tier. Like, it is a great fight, but not too memorable of an arc. Now, this is the Lost Shinigami Agent arc. I tried my best to like it, but it's just meh. Like, it's cool. This is the Fullbringer arc for you guys that don't know it by the official name. It's meh. In the end of the day, like, they pretty much forgot about the Fullbringers as like in the 1,000-Year Blood War, and they kind of just came into Aspole at the end with like Ganju and the other guy. I forgot his name. The guy who like brings back, who like changes your past. I forgot how his power works exactly. And they kind of forgot the Fullbringer like power system. So yeah. Now the 1,000-Year Blood War. The 1,000-Year Blood War begun, like the beginning of it was probably my favorite part of Bleach, if it's isolated. It was just extremely hype, but the second half, you can tell it's very clearly rushed. It's not well written by any means, like the second half, but I think Yuhawk is like like he's not well written either, but he's just a walking middle finger. Like, he literally has like, oh, I have the power to steal powers. Oh, I also have that power. Oh, I destroyed your power from the future. Like, he's just this, like, he feels like a petty child wrote him to, like, be the, like, if everyone's, like, playing make-believe, it's like, oh, but my character has this power that nullifies your power and steals it, too. And he'll always be stronger than you. And I kind of feel like Kubo kind of wrote him in a, like, in a pinch where he had no way to believably make them beat Yuhawk, so they just made the plot arrow. But for all of its flaws, I still enjoyed it. I'm using like the Yuhawk smile photo like every day as a reaction because I think it's just so memeable. If I was like putting it just for writing basis and without any entertainment, like I would put it in D tier, but I'm gonna put it in C tier. Now, again, I don't think it's as well written as any of the other arcs, but just on an enjoyment factor, I did enjoy the Blood War. So, I'm sorry, guys. You know who you are, the people that hate Bleach a lot and are gonna be disappointed in me for not putting it in F tier. But I enjoyed it. Fuck it. It's my list. Yeah, you can say I missed, but this is a personal preference. Enjoyment list and not a objectively well-written list. Anyways, Thriller Bark. I enjoy Thriller Bark. I feel like Thriller Bark gets a lot of hate. I'm also gonna put it at C tier. Gecko Moria is easily the worst villain in all of One Piece, but I did like Thriller Bark. I like Brook's introduction to it. I like pretty much everything about it. I think it's a great arc. Besides Gecko Moria, of course, and like I hate Gecko Moria. And despite it being an ass-pull, I think Zoro surviving Kuma, like giving the pain of Luffy, is probably like one of the coolest. It's probably the best Zoro moment in the series, and it's pretty hype. Like, I just really like it overall. I thought it was a pretty solid, like, arc, kind of like a bit chiller. Like, it's definitely more chill than Skypiea, I think, from what I remember. I might be wrong on that, but it's a good place for them to be right before Sabaody, where the story just gets turned up to 11, and then we go running towards time skip, which is where One Piece like was just going hard. Wano. I don't know where to put Wano right now. I feel like Wano is gonna be amazing later on, and this video is gonna probably age poorly if I put it so low. Right now we're in chapter 982, if my memory doesn't fail me. and they're just about to invade the palace with Kaido and stuff. So like they're in the rising action towards the climax of the arc, from what I believe. I'm not comfortable with rating Wano yet, so I'm gonna put it in don't remember. You know what? I'm not gonna put it in don't remember. I'm just gonna change to fuck rating. It ain't over yet. Or Wano. I'm just gonna put it in Wano. Yeah, I didn't think this through when I put it in the video. I should have waited like before it ended to rate it. But yeah, I'm just gonna put it in its own tier. I don't feel comfortable putting it anywhere right now because I feel like it could be anywhere from like D to S at this point. It just really depends on how the story unfolds. Like setup wise, it's been pretty good so far. I love Odin's flashback. I love the whole stuff with the red scabbards. I love the planning that went into Wano, like the foreshadowing. It's just been set up to be this amazing arc. We just gotta hope that God Oda hits it well with the delivery, as he always does. But I'm gonna put it in its own tier for now. Water 7. So it introduced Frankie. So by default, it's B tier. Just because Frankie is one of my favorite Straw Hats, and I'm biased, and it's my list, so do not question it. Hoecake Island. C tier. Hoecake is cool. Hoecake has a lot of cool stuff, but I was just expecting much more. Like, people were telling me, oh, Sanji's backstory is gonna make you love him so much after you see it. Oh, Katakuri versus Luffy is just amazing. Oh, Hoecake this, Hoecake that. And I was just like, that did not live up to my expectations of the arc. And unfortunately, a little bit, like, tarnished my enjoyment of it. Yeah. Gabe, I'm gonna say this is your fault for this placement. Yeah. What is Zoe? I really like Zoe. Zoe has probably like one of my favorite like panels in One Piece, like twists when they say Raizo is alive, because I was not seeing that coming. For someone who got so many spoilers of One Piece before reading it, I feel like that was one of the things that caught me off guard. Yeah, I really like Zoe. I really like the cat and the dog dynamic. I really liked how we started learning more about like Wano culture. We started getting some cool world building. Yeah, it wasn't the most hype fight ever, like arc ever, but it was just good. I liked it. It was a homey feeling arc, like nice to have before Hoecake. I liked it, and like I'm not always a fan of the Straw Hats like separating each other, but like having them separate in a really organized fashion like that felt different and felt nice. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna take a final look at the tier list here, but I don't think I see anything too wrong with it. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. Yeah, sorry to Bleach fans that no arc made it by B tier, but like Bleach isn't meant to be like this super well written story, at least from the way I see it. It's more like a feel good, enjoyable manga with like a lot of style and a lot of heart. So yeah, I mean, I'm personally much more fond of Naruto and One Piece, as it's obvious here. But I did have a good enjoyment with Bleach. Like, just because it's C tier doesn't mean it's bad. I just don't think they reached the heights of the other arcs. So yeah, anyways, guys, just dropping this quick video for you guys. Not gonna put too much editing into it, I believe, just because I want to play The Last of Us 2, which comes out tonight. Pretty excited for that. I've been waiting for like 7 years. And yeah, I know the spoilers. Whatever. Like, I hope it turns out good. Even if it turns out bad, like my channel and my pages and Instagram, it's all about like reviewing stuff. So even if it turns out bad, I'm just gonna review it and be like, oh, okay, I didn't like it. Here's why, and here's why it's bad, or here's why it's good. So anyways, guys, have a blessed night. Have a great time. Thank you for watching until the end. Fiction Ape out the gate. See you guys next time. When I look at you,